let's project the new AP Top 25. Michigan will get more first place votes, right?
Yes.
They put a 50 burger up. I mean, like everybody want to talk about that 7-0 Indiana lead. But when you do a 50 burger back-to-back weeks and everybody else out there is not coming anywhere close to those kinds of performances, if you want to make an argument that you are one of the best teams in the country, who is actually putting the scores on the board that are going to go and do it? Michigan is. Your favorite team is not. Like, the Wolverines are doing exactly what you would want to see in the middle of October to say we are the best team in the country. Now, they, unlike Ohio State, are not about to play Penn State. They, unlike, Florida State already has the wins against a Clemson and against an LSU. Like, Michigan hasn't played anybody like that. But what are you doing against the opponents that you are playing? They're checking all the boxes. Preseason's over. Body bag season. Let's go.
I want to say, I'm going to update the stat. Michigan has now played 7 games this year. And not only have they won all 7 games, but the defense is yet to face a first and goal. The touchdown they allowed today was on a trick play that came from well outside the goal, the red area. Yeah, like, it was funny. You mentioned the 7-0 Indiana lead, a little peek behind the curtains. One of our editors, Jack, when Indiana takes that lead, sends me a little message in Slack, says, "Hey, I need you to keep eyes on Michigan, Indiana, because, we might need to write this." I was like, "Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm totally going to keep eye on this in case we need to write this one, because Indiana's definitely going to, make this a game for sure." No, like, Michigan is just incredibly good. There's really no other way to put it. Like, you can argue about the schedule, but you look at some of the I can't remember who posted it, but you look at some of the more like advanced metrics for strength of schedule, other than what you're just typically going to find from win-loss record. Michigan's schedule has not been as bad as it looked before the season. Like, look at UNLV, a team that we thought was going to be crap, but a team that is looking like one of the best teams in the Mountain West. Bowling Green is looking like an okay MAC team that also beat Georgia Tech. East Carolina stinks. But, like, the rest of the schedule, Rutgers is going bowling. Like, we can make fun of that, but they won their 5th game today. Like, Michigan's overall strength of schedule is much better than anybody realizes, and they are beating the piss out of everybody, man. It's just, yeah, they're really, really good. And you look at the stats today, like JJ McCarthy, 222 yards, 14-17, 3 touchdowns. Even Jack Tuttle came in and went 5 for 5 with a touchdown. They're just, there is no relenting with this team. Once they get going, it's just it's a death march to the end of the game.
I didn't watch Georgia and I didn't watch Michigan, so I'll hit them on UFR on Monday. Like, I just there's so many games to watch today. I didn't get eyes on them. I figured they would smoke who they played. Georgia played.
Watch Ohio State.
I did.
Do you think Ohio State gets any more first place votes?
No.
Yeah.
Ohio State doesn't. I don't know. They don't take they're all banged up. It's really hard to.
Yeah.
Like you don't have Emeka Buka. You don't have Travion Henderson. You don't have Mayan Williams. You don't have and then all of a sudden we're going to take more players out. Thank God they have Cade Stover. Like, they got thank God that they've got these players that are stepping up. I saw. I did not have the ears on the Ohio State game. Like, my Peacock TV did not have audio up. Did they talk about Dallin Hayden maybe redshirting? Because going into the week, I'd seen the reports that was like, yeah, they were considering doing the red shirt for Dallin Hayden. And guess what? When Travion and Mayan are gone, we need you. Like, we need you to step up here. And then, like, classic, shout out to Bud, but oh, look, there's another true freshman Ohio State wide receiver who's just better than everybody else on the field. Oh, sunrises, sunsets. Like I'm sure that we're not going to be looking at it's Carnell Tate, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sure we're not going to be looking at Carnell Tate as like the difference maker in the Big Ten championship game. But damn, it is a luxury. It is a capital L luxury that, as everything seems to be falling apart with your offense, you give Kyle McCord a little bit of confidence, and then he goes out there and here's this super talented true freshman who answers the call. And, like, credit to Carnell Tate for being ready to go, right? You're in West Lafayette. It's rainy. It's windy. It's gross outside. They've got a drum that's way too big and band nerds all over the place. But like you are focused and dialed and you show up in a big way in your true freshman season. So
the drum really is comically large. Like it's a weird thing to harp on. We have the world's largest drum. All right, cool. And I think Iowa has the world's largest ball of yarn. Everybody's got something.
Are we doing top 25? Sorry.
No, we are. I asked you if you thought you were gonna like Ohio State thoughts.
No, I thought Ohio State, their defense to me is still pretty damn good. Like I don't know if they have freaks at linebacker, but they have a damn good D line. I think they have better depth at corner now. Purdue lost some guys up front on the offensive line. I thought Ohio State really took advantage. We talked about this on the show. Tom highlighted these. Like, look, it's Ryan Walters. You know what you're going to get. And what you get is a lot of man coverage. How's man coverage working on Marvin Harrison Jr.? Not great. Well, you know what?
Unless
Maybe
you've got
if
like Sauce Gardner. Yeah.
Yeah. If you have Purdue's corners, I don't know how. Well, actually, I do know because I saw it. It does not work well. And so like that's a good road win for Ohio State. Like Purdue's probably a bowl team. You know, you're favored by what? 17. You go and you win by what they win by 25, 30, something like that.
Well, they're 2-5 now. They're not going to be in a bowl game.
Yeah, no, they're not.
Are we sure?
They're 2-5.
They play in the West.
15th.
Like it.
Well, yeah, but Illinois is rolling now. Although they already played Illinois, so they get to dodge that. They get to dodge the good Illini. Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. They're going bowling.
They lost to Syracuse. That was their bowl game.
Yeah, but they lost to good Syracuse, like before the depth got to them.
I'm doing numbers game, Tom. I'm saying they needed that one.
I think they have like a 10 to 15% chance to make a bowl. I mean, here's who they finish with, right? Nebraska, Michigan, Minnesota, Northwestern, Indiana.
Well, they're beating Michigan. We can all give them
of
that
course,
one,
right.
Yeah.
So then you got to make sure you don't slip up twice against Nebraska, Minnesota.
How am I the math guy? That's the big shocker of Saturday night.
Yeah, no, I don't think they're going bowling because they're definitely going to lose.
They're 2 losses away from not being bowl eligible.
I will say they are.
They might be APR. Hey.
Oh,
it's
the
Purdue.
definitive better
Purdue's
than their
definitely
record.
an APR.
Yeah, they're better than their record. They're just not going to go bowling.
Do you know Pac-12 schools are not allowed to go bowling at 5 and 7? It's a conference rule, even if they have like great grades.
It's too dignified.
You get like all A's and a sticker, and you still can't go.
Although honestly, if you're leaving the conference and you're 5 and 7, can you just give them the double bird and say, "Oh, I'm going bowling. I don't care. What are you going to do? Kick me out? I'm out."
Is there any big movement in the top 25? Like,
how
far do you?
This is what do you do with Notre Dame? This is the complication is Notre Dame has a loss to Louisville. Louisville just lost to Pitt. It was its first loss of the entire season.
Notre Dame will pass Louisville.
Correct.
I'll make that prediction right now.
I agree. Notre Dame also beat Duke. So Notre Dame, Duke, Louisville, all in that 13 to 18 kind of range. How do you sort them out? Oregon State's there, Utah's there, Tennessee's there. They were at 19 last week. They're probably all falling behind that Ole Miss team that Bud hates.
I don't know. Tennessee beat Texas A&M. They'll probably jump to the top 10.
That is true.
USC.
Yeah, we gotta find a way to rank some more SEC teams here.
I've got Tennessee hanging tight at number 19.
No, they're going to get a bump. Are you kidding?
Well, they're going to go above Washington State and UCLA.
So I've got dropping out of the rankings: Washington State, Kansas, Kentucky, Miami, UCLA.
Yeah, I think that's right.
My prediction
breaking into the rankings: Missouri after getting the win, Air Force, Tulane, and is it time?
Oh, it's time.
Tom, you called it early. So let's go ahead and let's make a major announcement.
All right. So a few weeks ago, this was submitted to me, and it's been under review for a while. And today the verdict came in, and I am delighted to announce that The team that should be ranked in the AP poll is a wagon, and that team is James Madison. You know, Ohio lost to Northern Illinois today. And I'm not taking the wagon label away from the Bobcats because you are allowed to lose. It's not just your record, it's who you are. And Ohio remains a wagon, and I will never forget what they did for us last year. But Washington solidified its wagon status yet again today. And James Madison with a 41-13 win over a Georgia Southern team that is another one of the better teams in the Sun Belt. A Georgia Southern team that has given some Power 5 teams trouble this year and last year. And the Dukes just whooped their butts 41-13. They are not bowl eligible because of the transition from FCS to FBS, but they should be in a bowl because they're better than about 45% of the teams that will be in a bowl game this year. They are a wagon. They're legit on offense, defense. And the thing is, it's the attitude. It's not just the winning. It's not just the score. It's that they are, you know, they're a step on your throat and kind of twist team. And I really like that about them. So yeah, James Madison, welcome to the land of wagons. You now join Washington and Ohio.
I was so impressed by their DBs. I mean, Georgia Southern has real guys, and JMU's pass defense this year has been an issue. And I mean, like, the Eagles receivers are much better than like Virginia's and some of the other teams that JMU's played. They covered them like crazy. Like, the pass rush is usually there. The coverage was damn good, and the offense that was crisp, man. That was a whooping. I fully stamp JMU as a top 25 team. They are the best team in the state of Virginia.
Mm-hmm. By far.
Yeah. I'll take that.
Yeah. Like them.
Even
or
though Virginia Tech put the work on Wake.
Yeah, they did.
Huge game for JMU this week too. They're going on the road, short week against Marshall. Marshall's coming
Thursday
off a
night.
loss to Georgia State. That's going to be a banger on Thursday. I'm looking forward to that one.
Fired up about that one. What about Air Force?
Good comeback because they fell behind
Wagon
early in that
not
game.
A wagon with wings.
They're not a wagon. It's
okay.
This isn't an anti-American statement, but it's hard for Service Academy to be a wagon. But no, they're very good team.
It's hard for the Air Force to be a wagon because they're not going to be tied to the trail. Okay, wings. They need wings. They lord over the skies, Tom.
They're more like the ET bike, you know, because it can fly, but it does have wheels. So
Air Force, the best team in Colorado?
Yes. Easily.
Yes. Like, who's even like Colorado State School of Mines second? Who else are we considering?
Oh,
like Air Force is like what? Like on a power rating standpoint, Air Force is probably like a 6 or a 7, and Colorado is like a -7.
No, they're not a -7. They're like a
no, they easily
2.
are. Yeah, no,
like if you go to the median,
no. Like on a neutral site, you would basically make it Air Force -14 over Colorado, and you would have to reduce the spread because you account for the tempo, right? So you'd probably knock off like 20% of the spread. So 14 would become like, let's call it 11.5, right? That's kind of what I would make Air Force Colorado.
And Colorado School of Mines is a good team, sir. Do not disparage the mines.
Bob Stitt happens.
What are they? I can't remember what they are.
Good.
You go ahead.
Do we need to rank Iowa?
Oh, do we have to?
No.
We're
going to have an unranked Big Ten West champion?
Yeah, damn it. I mean, in the final year of the division, that's the way it should be. The winner of that division should, like, if they are ranked when they win the division, they should fall out. That's the way that, Wisconsin got Iowa today. Iowa, by the way, after beating Wisconsin to improve to 3-1 in conference play, has now been outscored 67-61 in 4 Big Ten games. They have a negative point differential. They are 3-1.
They completed passes to receivers today?
They did.
2 of them.
But so did
6 passes
who,
over
Hunter?
6 of 14.
Yeah, but Eric All also went down
yards.
with an injury. You know,
Yeah.
like if you want to talk about like the Brian Ferentz climb to 325 that we're going to do on Monday, like how do you disperse the points when your best tight end is knocked out?
Oh, I've dispersed them. I already submitted the results to Jordan. They will be dispersed thusly.
Oh wow! You
So,
realize Iowa's next 4 games are all at home?
dude, I'm telling you, we're gonna have like an 11-1 Iowa team that is completing 6 passes per game.
An 11-1 Iowa team that's number 12 in the college football playoff rankings as it enters the Big Ten championship game, going up against Michigan.
Now, I do need someone to interpret this contract. We are currently like the bowl game counts. Does the Big Ten championship game count?
Yes, I assume it will.
We're gonna need to bank some points.
So we rip up the contract. You're not the offensive coordinator anymore. Congratulations, you're the head coach. That is the way this transition goes. You don't meet your contractual obligations as offensive coordinator, you are promoted. That is the way it works at Iowa.
You know, I got to be honest. Like I had this game on because, I mean, how could you not? And also, like Danny and I had the under, but I didn't have the box score open because I really didn't want the numbers to ruin it for me. So I am getting my first look at the box score right now. Wow.
This is. I go to a lot of high school games. This is like I'm not saying like talent wise, but quality of offensive play in this. This was really similar to like some high school games I've seen. You know,
Let's go.
Look at this.
Let's go,
sir.
Took my 3-year-old to homecoming last night. First football game for a little punt.
Look at
So
that,
yeah, I'll rock the Broughton High School scarf here.
How'd he do?
Say I go to high school games. What
did he last?
Yeah, we went till halftime.
He's
it was like
they
scored. They went up like 22-20 on a sick reverse after a good kick return right before halftime. We left with like 1 minute left in the second quarter. They ended up winning 42-38, I think, against Athens Drive. Jags can eat that. Let's go. Let's go, Caps.
If Iowa finishes 12-1 and wins the Big Ten, they have to go to the playoff, right?
No.
Yes, if they win the Big Ten.
I mean, if they win the Big Ten at 12-1,
beat Michigan,
dude.
No.
Yes. I mean, it's not going to happen, but come on.
Are you saying that because the circumstances that would allow them to beat Michigan probably involve like a Tanya Harding type scenario, like which would then DQ them, or
no?
you
I'm
just cannot
saying
imagine.
that because if you are asking a committee to say the 4 best teams, they're going to look at Ohio State that is not in the Big Ten championship game and say you're in. Because guess what? Auburn beat the number 1 team 2 times in the month of November and didn't make the college football playoff because they lost to Georgia in 2017.
Lost to Georgia in
the SEC championship.
What game?
No. Look, I'm telling you, there is no way that this 12-1 Iowa team that you are painting is going to make the college football playoff over one of these awesome Pac-12 teams.
How much money would you like to bet in this hypothetical situation that would never happen, that a 12-1 Iowa that would beat Michigan would 100,000,000% being in the college football playoff?
This is so hypothetical that we don't need an escrow because it won't happen. But
I will bet you $1 billion, sir.
I mean, are they going to run the table?
Penn State gets in over them. Ohio State gets in over them. Like literally, Maryland can go get in there.
No, Maryland's got 2 losses now. Thank you very much.
Bud? What's the line between Georgia and Iowa right now?
13.
Shit.
No, it's not 13.
It's not 13.
Iowa minus 13.
22? 22 and a half?
This is a really weird one because, like, do you have Iowa as a positive number?
Yeah. Not a big positive.
Is it closer to 0 than 5?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to say like 30.
I would say Georgia.
There's a level of sort of like there's a breaking point to where Iowa would get shut out by Georgia. I'm very confident. And Georgia would get enough at bats in Iowa territory where they would score a lot of points off short fields.
Georgia minus 30, and I'm setting the total at 38.
Yeah, 34-4. That makes.
I'm taking the Hawkeyes.
2 safeties. Yeah.
Oh, wait. You're going to give me a big spread low total? Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
On the dog. All right. What else? What else stands out from the notebook?
The top 25 notebook, or
no? I mean anything. Yeah. We've projected. We said there's not going to be a lot of shakeup. There's going to be a figuring out where Notre Dame lands. There's going to be teams that are falling out, teams that are moving in. There's not a ton of teams in the waiting line. Like, it's very, very obvious based on the voting behavior of the AP ballots who's going to be moving in. Wisconsin had a chance. They blew it. All right. Wyoming had a chance. They blew it. All right. Like, it's very, very obvious. West Virginia, they had a chance. Oops. Bat it down.
Then. Who's more likely to be in the top 10 tomorrow? The Alabama team that survived against Arkansas, or the North Carolina team that beat Miami?
Alabama.
It's ridiculous.
That's fine. I mean, you said, I'm not saying my opinion. You just asked what I think will happen.